Hi, my name is Dilpreet Singh and this is the final video of the first series of concentration practices which I have been talking about. The series is known as Secret Steps or Hidden Steps to Meditation Practices which have been purposely omitted from books or from famous video tutorials. I would request you to basically go through my previous two videos on the same series, Secret Steps to Meditation, in which I give an introduction and I tell you the initial steps of candle gazing. Because once you go through them, you'll have a better understanding of whatever I'm saying and you'll be able to apply it in much better fashion. So now you understand from my previous videos the physical, mental and spiritual framework of any meditation practice. As I mentioned again, the physical and the mental framework is generally available in detail in books. It is the spiritual part which is hidden, and the reasons for the same has been explained in my previous videos. Giving you a brief regarding the exercise which needs to be followed so as to go to the final step, though I've explained them in detail in previous videos, but just for the sake of continuity, I'll take a brief time to explain them again. The first thing that you have to do is that take a candle and place it approximately 1 meter from yourself. Preferably you can stand or sit, but the candle has to be placed in such a fashion that it is right at your face, that the flame is at your eye level. Light the candle, sit very straight. When I say sit straight, I basically mean that your backbone should be erect. There's a reason for that, we'll not go into it. And concentrate on the flame. It doesn't matter if you look at the top of the flame, the middle of the flame or the bottom. The step is to concentrate on the flame. Not going into the details again which I have told in my previous videos. There's a time will come when without blinking you are totally concentrating on the candle flame, that your eyes will start getting heavy, there will be some kind of pressure and tears will start flowing. That means you have reached your capacity as of now. Please do not force yourself to go beyond, because it can be harmful for you. Harmful in the sense that there could be some retained irritation in your eyes. Now, generally when a person starts concentrating on the candle flame, focused concentration without blinking, initially the attention span can be anything from 15 seconds to somewhere 25 seconds. As and when you do this practice, your attention span will start increasing. Initially, I'm able to concentrate for maybe 20 seconds without blinking. On the third day, if I do it regularly, I may go to 25, 30, 40. Two more conditions which need to be kept in mind. Number one, it would be better if you fix one standard or one fixed time when you do this practice. Do it at least one every day and choose a convenient time as per your schedule. It does not make a difference if you do it in the morning or if you do it in the evening or you do it in the night. That does not make a difference. What basically matters is there should be regularity. Right? Now, what will happen, as I told in my previous video, after a span of any time between a week to a month, it depends from person to person. When you're concentrating on the candle flame, you will start seeing a white spot or a white light besides the original flame. Now this can happen in various forms. My experience has been that how many ever people I have told and the number of people my guru also taught, everyone had a slightly different experience. Some people saw a small white flame which was behind the original flame we were lit. Some people saw a shimmering white light which was encompassing the entire flame. Some people started seeing a ball of light somewhere near. Whatever it may be, but you will definitely see a white light. When you see the white light depends on person to person. There have been people who have been able to see it in a week's time. There have been people who have been able to see it after 2 months. But it will happen if you are regular with the practice. Now comes the secret step. Most of the books will omit this step and go straight to the last step. What they tell you is just concentrate on the flame and then go to the last step, which I'll explain later. No. The concentration of the flame, as explained in detail in a previous video, will only give you the physical benefit. Once you start seeing this white light, your concentration has to shift from the original flame to the white light or the white flame that you're seeing. My guru told me in such manner that that is the flame of your consciousness. That is the flame of your subconscious mind. Start looking at that white light now as much as possible. What will happen is, when you initially start, say if a person starts seeing this white light after 1 month, he starts looking at it. He'll be able to concentrate for about 10 seconds and probably the white light will go away. No problem. Again start looking at the flame. Slowly and steadily, your concentration and your focus on this white light will increase. The day you're able to concentrate on that white light constantly without blinking for 1 minute, you have conquered the spiritual step. Now you are in total control of this particular exercise with regards to the spiritual step. Okay, so now you have started your concentration practice with total focus towards the flame, and over the time period, say you are also able to see the white light. You slowly and steadily start concentrating now on that white light instead of the flame. Your concentration has now shifted. With God's grace, say that in some period of time, which can vary, you're able to concentrate on the white light for a considerable length of time, at least 1 minute and more. Now, the question that comes is, how do I know that I am on the right track? What my guru told me, and which I also acknowledge and have a testimony to that fact, is that spiritual truth can only be learnt with experience. The experience that you feel when you're concentrating on that white light, when you're focusing on the light of your consciousness, will itself tell you that you have evolved or you're doing something right. Now please also appreciate the fact and understand that each person's spiritual experience is different. Each person has evolved in a different temperament, has evolved in a different fashion. But I'll state the common experiences which are there, which I have witnessed or which I have been told by people and my guru. Though when you get that experience, you will yourself know that you're on the right track. The first thing is, you will be energetic. You'll start feeling more energetic and more centered. That means the energy will not disturb you. It will be a centered kind of energy. That is what initially starts happening, and that translates to inner peace. That is the initial step. The second thing that generally happens with this, when they're concentrating on that light, people start having some kind of vision. What that vision will be depends on your mental framework and on your mental wiring and brain wiring. For myself and the students who are along with me, my fellow friends and brothers, I used to always see the picture of Sai Baba, or I used to see the picture of once also Christ, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, various saints or holy people. Some of the people also witnessed certain very forgotten incidents, both of happiness as well of sadness. Some people start seeing colors, and the colors also keep on shifting. So something like this will happen, and that will tell you that you are on the right step at this moment. So that will be your proof that you are right. This step has no limitation. You can continue this practice as long as you like. Once you have done it fully and you know that you are going on the right step, you can have those experiences, maybe small, maybe big. Now the time comes for the final practice. The step which I have told you is the one which is generally hidden. This is the step which basically takes you from the physical and mental framework to the spiritual framework. The next step is generally available in books, but let me explain it to you in a more simpler manner. Once you have concentratedly, focusedly, you're seeing on the white light, right, and your eyes are starting to get tired, you are starting to feel that heaviness or sometimes even the watery tears come out. Simply close your eyes and try to see inside, in between your eyebrows. It's not easy. Do not try to focus on one place, but just try to see inside. Just try to feel that you're looking somewhere in between your eyebrows, which is the third line. What will happen is that because you have been concentrating on that white light, you will start seeing a similar shadow of white color somewhere inside. It will happen. You can also try this out with a normal flame exercise. Even when you're concentrating simply on the flame, even then you see that shadow. But the real value of the shadow is when you're concentrating on the white light. Now, what will happen is, once you close your eyes, you will slowly see that small shadow of white light. Call it a shadow, call it a subtle flame, whatever. But there will be some kind of white flame inside your head. Now, start concentrating on this flame. And please trust me, this is not easy. What will happen initially is, as soon as you start concentrating on that flame with your eyes closed, and please remember your backbone has to always be straight, erect, it will start jumping. You're concentrating in the middle, it will go towards the left. When you look towards the left, it will go towards the right. It will keep on jumping. This is the final stage. The day you are able to hold that flame at one place, you have reached the zenith of this practice, and you can expect the spiritual gifts of telepathy, the spiritual gifts of advanced knowledge, the spiritual gifts of being able to understand the hidden emotions or what's going in another person's mind. Your brain starts becoming so sensitive that it can read the vibrations in the environment. You'll start becoming more intuitive day by day. You'll be able to understand that there's something wrong or something good. Answers which had always been beyond you will suddenly start coming to you very easily. The physical gifts and the mental gifts will go to their limits. You will start getting a very strong memory. If you read something once, it will be something like a computer that it has been recorded in your head. You can retrieve information. The physical benefits which can be evolved this practice, you will start glowing slightly. There will be a spark in your eyes. But please understand, the final step can also take a lot of time. I know certain people who even after 6 months to 1 year with regular practice have not been able to concentrate or hold that subtle white light or flame inside your head constantly for more than 3, 4, 5 seconds. It's a slow progress. It's a life's journey. Don't be hurried. You'll start feeling more peaceful, more contented with things. I also feel that a person starts becoming more lucky because he's in more harmony with the nature. So basically these are the basic framework of the main concentration exercise. Now I want to tell you two more things. There's some do's and don'ts and certain FAQs also which I want to answer, but I will do that in the next video. And more importantly, I have just declared yet the first concentration practice. As I told in one of my previous videos, my guru taught me 18 different practices and various, I would say, versions of them with certain changes. Each practice had a different benefit. There was a practice to increase your willpower. There was a practice to basically become more telepathic. There was a practice to increase, to make your mind so focused that by just seeing the person, you can understand if this what is the intention with which this person has come to you and what. Now, please understand the concentration practice which I have given you is a very generalized practice. There's certain focused practices also, focusing your eyes in the mirror, and then again there are hidden steps. Focusing, stargazing is another practice with certain hidden steps. I'll try and disclose 17 of these practices. The 18th I'm forbidden because that was sun gazing, and I would please recommend, even if you read in some book, do not gaze directly at the sun. No one gazes directly at the sun. It starts in a very subtle fashion, and that is one practice you should not do without a proper guide or with proper information. As I mentioned in my initial video, that there are certain very advanced practices which, until you do not have the complete information, can be harmful in various aspects. And generally, taking this clue, most of the people have also basically hidden or kept secret those practices in which there was no side effect involved. The one I have told you, there's no side effect involved. There are a few do's and don'ts, a few safety precautions, which I'll be telling in my next video. And please wait for the second, third and fourth concentration practices, which will be more focused, though you should always start with this. Thank you very much. Since this is a video which I've put in the public domain, I've got the permission from my ashram and guru to share it. You're welcome to ask me questions. In the initial starting of the video as well as at the end of the video, my email address is available. If you have a doubt or a question, you're welcome to send a mail to me, and I'll try my level best to revert back as soon as possible. Thank you and best of luck, and may you have the biggest adventure of life, which is the spiritual journey. My name is Dilpreet Singh, and I'm making this video from New Delhi, India. Thank you very much and best of luck.